Hey everybody, Strider's back with another daily high ELO casting. I couldn't find a lot of the people that you guys are requesting because a lot of them are in Korea, so it's going to be pretty difficult until they get back since I can't really do any spectating on the Korean server since I don't have a Korean social security number. Makes it a tad bit difficult, so if somebody has an account, like a scrub account or something that I can use, then more than happy to use it, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. So yeah, pretty much have to stick with like the Team Dynamic, Orb, Curse, TSM, those type of people, because they're not in Korea, which isn't a bad selection by any means. So right now, we have, let's see, we have Curse Cop. He's actually on his alternate, King Will 84. It's at 2k ELO, so I don't expect this to be crazy high, but the queue times for the 2500 ELO players are like 30-40 minutes. It's pretty ridiculous right now, so. We have Vladimir probably going mid, actually, because they have an Irelia as well, who's probably going to go top. We have Charred Maokai, who's starting out at Wraiths as per usual, and fortunate enough for him, Irelia wasn't even there. Fortunate enough for him, red is not invading, so it's going to give him quite a big boost as far as getting to Wraiths really quickly, and then going straight over to blue. As you can see, those two saplings and then that third sapling that he drops, it's just instantaneous, and it gives him plenty of time to get to blue buff. He doesn't have too much mana left, but then again, that's what blue buff is for. Bottom lane, we have Corki and Taric. They are taking out the golem, so that's super good for them because they're going to get ahead in lane. Corki did take quite a bit of damage since Taric didn't have his shatter up that whole time. But they should be okay. They are going against an Ezreal Janna, and this is the first non-Pulsefire Ezreal I've seen in all week, that's for sure. But Ezreal Janna's, it's an okay combo. It definitely has some nice CC. Going against Corki, Corki's a tad bit safe since he does have Valkyrie, and he will get level 2 before Ezreal. As far as Irelia versus the Tryndamere, kind of depends on how much armor Irelia has. She has 37, so it's relatively low right now. Tryndamere is going to be able to build up his crit chance and hopefully get kind of lucky with those crits once he gets his rage meter up, which already it's up. So we'll see how that goes. They're both at level 2, and Irelia is going to start it off really quickly. They go pretty fair share and trade. It doesn't look like Tryndamere really wants to use his rage quite yet. He's going to wait for a quick early gank from... Oh, this is great, because Irelia is higher health, so she's not going to be able to get that stun off. And he is going to get a fear. She might have to flash. Does get away with the flash. Is able to break the leash from the fear. Good job on both the gank and that flash. Is perfect. Exactly what they needed. Mid lane... Seems like TF is doing what he does best, pushing, and Vladimir has some issues early game as far as pushing really difficultly, or really heavily. It's just not, his cooldowns are too high for him to be able to push like crazy, and since TF does have his blue card, he's able to spam his pick a card for blue card and then his wild cards, which pushes a lane pretty heavily. And he is able to get a little bit of damage off on Vlad. It looks like they did want to go for a gank with Maokai there, so we'll see how that goes. And then I don't know if he's going to come in or not. He looks like he wants to. He's going to wait for that pick a card that TF just used to go on cooldown, wait for him to go up a little bit, but Vlad is kind of giving it away. He is playing a little bit more aggressively, so TF notices this and is going to stay back as much as possible, but still harassing. There is quite a few pings going down bot. Corki does get some nice damage off on Corki, but is not going to be able to succeed. And the red team does have a ward right here in river, so they did see the Maokai go down, and they do see that Maokai is bottom. So if Tryndamere really wanted, he could go aggressive top. It's just not going to be likely, as Irelia seems to be doing a pretty good job. And a stun goes off from the Taric onto the Ezreal, and Ezreal does take a lot of damage, and the Ignite goes down, and he does have to use his Flash as well. Great job by the blue team, but it looks like they are getting pushed back pretty heavily from this. That's very dangerous, but they do have sustain. Taric has almost full mana, so he is going to be able to heal both of themselves back up. Irelia is finally going back. She realized she pushed a little bit too far. She's probably going to go pick up that ward to help prevent the pre-level 6 gank from Nocturne. And what this will do is this will make it so that Nocturne has to hit level 6 before he can gank Irelia again. And by the time he has that, Aurelia's flash will be back up. So it's not going to be too much of a difference. Oh, the flash goes out onto the TF. TF does get a gold card at the tower because he did flash as well. It does take a little bit of damage from the sapling, but it's not going to be too much of an issue. Maokai did take quite a bit of damage because that's the dangerous part about that Twisted Advance. That Twisted Advance, you can see the animation coming, so it's really easy to flash into tower range. He was able to blow his flash, and that's one of the big things. And Nocturne knows that he's still really low, so he is going to go around. He is around from the back. He's going to probably... No, he's just going to use it a little bit. He's going to get a shield. He's going to miss his Q, but that's okay. Deathbringer doesn't do a ton of damage. It increases your movement speed and everything, but there was nothing he was really going to be able to do since they were both right next to the tower. Vlad is getting pinged out now, and I'm not sure exactly why, since TF is missing. That might have been what he was pinging. It might have been Vlad that was pinging that TF was missing. TF is back, but he is getting pinged for blue buff, so he's going to push out that lane, and then he's going to go down here to go get this blue. Really coordinated teams right here. I'm pretty surprised. There hasn't been a first blood. There hasn't been any real hard engagements. There's a little bit of a skirmish going up top between Tryndamere and Irelia. Tryndamere is able to slow Irelia. Somehow he got behind her, which I didn't notice, but the great thing about Tryndamere is that he can reduce her attack damage. The only thing is that Irelia does do she does do a lot of physical damage, but she also does some magic damage. And so it's not going to affect her as much as he would originally like. And he is getting pinged up now. Red is pinging Tryndamere. I think he might be trying to bait something out from Irelia. Nocturne isn't level 6 yet, and like I said, Irelia does have that ward there, so she is safe for the pre-level 6 ganks, and she might actually go for the tower dive since she is higher level. He is level 7. It goes off. The TF comes up top too, and she does dash to the Tryndamere, able to get all the damage off. He doesn't even get a chance to ult, which is very unfortunate, and she does get the Ignite off onto the Nocturne, able to take that damage. Great play by the Irelia. Irelia just completely outplayed that whole team. 3 versus 1 and just got a double kill. They know a lot of people on the red team were top, and they also got a double kill, so now they're going to go for Dragon. And this game looks like it's going in a heavy favor of the blue team at this point in time. Nocturne. Oh my gosh. Not Nocturne. Maokai. Maokai is really low health. Ezreal is getting quite a bit of damage, does get the Ignite off, but is able to flash over the wall, and Taric is going to get caught out by himself. He does ult, and he is able to get a little bit of heals up, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this. He does flash over the wall. It looks like Ezreal might get... Yes, he does get the ult. He read where the Taric was going, and he was able to predict that ult, giving him a good pick up on that kill. Red team really needed that kill. Would have been great if he would have got... the AD carry as well, Corki, but unfortunately Corki was out of the way. And Tryndamere is He's kind of getting worked up top, which is quite unfortunate. He's getting quite a bit of CS, so that's really good for him. There is a lot of damage coming up onto the TF. TF almost goes down from the Vlad. They almost exchange kills, but top now, Tryndamere is also going down. He's really, really close. And the Nocturne comes out, does get the fear off, and Irelia might try to go for the tower dive, but she decides to back off instead, which is a great move. It looked like Tryndamere was doing really, really good ganks, or really good baits. Sorry. It was so close. Irelia really wanted that kill, but she was very smart about it, decided not to get greedy, because the game is still close and they didn't want to give away the lead that they had. A great move, again, by Irelia. But great job by Nocturne to apply pressure at top so that Tryndamere can still farm up as much as he can. There's still a lot of action going on bottom, and I don't know what happened. Tryndamere almost went down again. Ezreal does throw down his ult so he can recall, but it also pushes the lane quite a bit. So Corki's going to either have to push this lane really, really hard, or he's just going to try to freeze the lane right by his tower. Looks like he's going to opt for the freezing. So great job by Corki, but also by Ezreal. Ezreal doesn't want to lose out on any experience or any creep kills, so he's going to push it as much as he can with his ult and force Corki to freeze it. It still puts him in a bad position, but since they are at a slight disadvantage as well, they still have Nocturne and TF in order for that global presence just in case Maokai decides to try to gank bottom again. And they do see Nocturne here. The blue team does have a ward in this bush, and I don't think that they're aware of it. They are still freezing it, so they're not acting out of the ordinary. Taric even went up to Tribush, put down a pink ward, was able to take that out. Great shatter. Oh, he does actually initiate. Janna goes in and is able to get the ult down, and the ignite goes down onto the Nocturne. Nocturne does go down. Corki misses the big bomb, but is still able to get out some damage. Janna's taking the tower, which is not good. Great double kill for Corki. Corki really, really likes that. That is for sure. The dangerous part about this, TF is coming in, and he's going to get stunned. The ult from TF is a great move. And now Maokai is coming in, doing as much damage as he can, but he knows that he's going to get a lot of damage now that Tryndamere is also down there. What is Tryndamere doing bottom? I have no idea, but it's okay because it all works out in the end. Tryndamere took a lot of damage from that tower. They were able to push that tower very heavily. The creeps might kill it. I don't think they quite have enough damage. The tower still has 500 health. The creeps are poking it down for like 10, 20 apiece. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to go down, but Corki did miss about a wave of experience and creep kills, if not two. Great job by the red team trying to pull this match around, which is exactly what they need. Still only 1,000 gold difference between the two teams, and TF is going to pick up his blue buff again. That is fantastic, and the great thing about having a Vladimir mid is that Maokai can continue to pick up the blue, get the cooldown reduction so he can bust out as much CC as he can, as well as his damage reduction ult. Tryndamere is coming through to this bush, might jump onto this Vladimir. He's going to get a couple auto attacks. Vladimir gets a lot of damage though. I don't think Tryndamere expected that, nor did he expect a couple tower shots. Ezreal getting nice damage. Ezreal with that Janna shield as well as that red buff. They are going to take down the bottom tower, and Ezreal's going to push lane back so hard at this moment. They know the dragon's going to come up pretty soon, so I think they're trying to set up for that. Great move by Cop playing on that Ezreal. Corki does know that he's getting pushed back, so he's going to go for golems, but he's going to get pushed back. He's going to get zoned a little bit. There's not much he can do. It looks like Ezreal and Janna are going to try to steal these golems from them. Great job by the red team. The red team is just controlling this whole game right now as far as the bottom lane. Bottom lane's going really heavily towards the red team. Maokai with the twisted advance got arcane shifted. Oh, the animation went off, but the cooldown did not go off. But now Nocturne is in the fray. They are able to take down the Maokai. Maokai goes down very, very quickly. And now is when they're going to set up for the second dragon. Gonna apply a little bit of pressure on the bottom lane, possibly try to dive the tower. They do have TF here, and Tryndamere looks like he might be coming down. Dragon did respawn. TF notices this, and Janna's coming down. It looks like she was trying to ult and get them closer to her team, but unfortunately she did get stunned, and that did not happen. I always like seeing those crazy aggressive Janna maneuvers to where she flashes in the middle of the team and then ults and just splits the team right down the middle. The only dangerous thing about that, especially with the Taric, is that she can get stunned immediately and just die. Vladimir's taken down all the wraiths that he can. Irelia is now just pushing this top lane. Tryndamere knows that there's not much he can do against Irelia. Irelia is just getting farmed, and she is going to be a force to be reckoned with later on this game. He does have red buff now. She is able to stun him, and she's going to be able to fight him 1 versus 1 without a problem, even with that red buff. Red was able to pick up the second dragon, and now the gold is almost dead even. So the game swung from heavily, and well, not heavily, but it was in the blue team's favor, and now it is going towards the red team. And Tryndamere's just trying to keep up with the creep kills because he knows that Irelia is just going to destroy him after some time. She is going to try to keep taking down this tower, but she doesn't want to take it yet because I don't think she wants to allow Tryndamere to free farm. She does ult that minion wave though, try to pick it up. It looks like she's trying to go back to base, and she is going to go back to base. She does have quite a bit of gold here. Yeah, she does have 1,400 gold, and almost, yes, she does have the most in the game right now at 5,900 gold at 16 minutes in the game. Great job by Irelia being able to pick up 2 kills and 138 creep kills. Vladimir's also doing fantastic as far as creep kills. He doesn't have any champion kills yet, but he has 180 creep kills, which is insane. He's just able to take down those wraiths whenever they come up, possibly even stealing the race. Irelia does pop down on Nocturne and Tryndamere, trying to get off. TF does pop his ult. He is going down bottom, taking down Taric. And Ezreal's keeping on the pressure with the red buff, and he is going to get ulted and possibly yes. Okay, so Maokai decided not to go in because he knew it was going to be a hazard to his health. At this point, Ezreal has a Trinity Force already, which is super scary. Oh no! Nocturne blew his ult onto the Vladimir. Vladimir does throw down his ult and might get the kill. He does get the kill with the ult and the ignite and a last transfusion. Irelia also takes down the mid tower. Ezreal's Irelia takes down top tower, and Vlad takes down mid tower. Vlad is all by himself at this point. He is going to do a little bit of damage, but I don't think he is exhausted, and he did not have his pool. There was no way he was going to get out of that. At this point, he does have a Negatron cloak already, which is crazy. He looks like he's rushing a death cap almost. But that Negatron cloak is really going to help him out against mid. And Irelia gets blown back by the monsoon from Janna. Jen throws out her tornado. Great job. The Howling Gale and the monsoon is just so much. She just kites like a mad woman. Ezreal again just doing everything he possibly can. He's going to give that blue buff to TF. TF is going to take it with the blue card, possibly. No. I guessed incorrectly. But, you know, you never know. As long as he gets the buff, that's all that really matters. They did ping for Corki to back off because he doesn't have any tower to retreat to. And again, they have 2 globals, so they can jump on him instantly. Well, it's not 2 globals per se, but 2 almost globals. With TF and Nocturne, they can gank from really far away, and they can just be on top of you in a matter of seconds. Especially with Janna. Ezreal's ult coming out, being able to take down most of the melee minions, which are the ones you really want to give the most gold. And the gold card coming out from TF doesn't actually go into effect. Vlad does pull effectively and comes out with a laugh. Bad manner on that guy, but that's okay. It's always fun, I guess, sometimes. There are people known for their laughter on their champions, their laugh spams and their taunt spams. That's one of the things that people like to do in the downtime between creep kills. Vlad's starting to get really beefy. I'm a little bit worried about the red team since they've been kind of leaving Vlad and Irelia alone. They've been concentrating on bottom lane, which is great because Ezreal's going to get farmed. And he might actually take down. Yes, he does go down. TF does ult and might teleport in, but it doesn't look like it. There's still a lot of damage going down on the Janna. Janna does end up going down. And I'm going to go back because I think I missed something. Yeah, TF went down right there. TF got stunned and then got ulted by the Taric. He's just doing insane amounts of damage. He does ult and he tries to get out of there. He flashes. He tries to move, but he still goes down anyway. It's a nice try by TF. Janna is, at this point, is just trying to kite everybody, but unfortunately, everybody is able to sandwich her in. And Tryndamere is now going to take this top tower. And Tryndamere is running away for his life at this point. Corki is doing as much farming as he can. This is the last time he is able to catch up before they come back. Ezreal shot his ult trying to pick up that kill, which is really close, but he was not able to get it. Now I'm interested to see when or what the next map objective that everybody's going to go for. Constantly giving Tryndamere red buff is going to be incredibly terrifying later on in the game once Tryndamere gets fed. He doesn't have a tower there now, so Irelia is just roaming and pushing, so he's able to also counter push at the same time and just farm up as much as he can. He is behind in CS, but not far behind. Being able to get those the golems when they come up and the red buff, he's definitely not going to have any issues later on in the game. And Tryndamere with the red buff is a terrifying thing. Great initiation coming out onto the Ezreal. Ezreal is going to try to flash for the wall, but is unable to. And they did take him out. There's a lot of action still going down. The Vlad does take out the TF. The Vlad is pooled, but he still goes down from the ult on Nocturne. Nocturne does get snared. Almost goes... Oh, he almost survived. That was really, really close. It was a great shield and Monsoon by Janna, but unfortunately it was not quite enough. And Janna stops for a millisecond and just gets jumped on by the Irelia with the red buff and the stun by Taric. Very unfortunate. It looks like blue team is going to converge here onto the dragon after taking out a couple wards, and that red melee minion is just being a master right now, just running around the jungle, chasing after the Taric. It's like, I'll teach you to stun by Janna. Going all crazy, you know how it is. Every once in a while, those minions just bug out completely and follow you around for days. Like, I've seen minions in the middle of the jungle, like, attacking you while you're trying to steal their blue buff. It's so bizarre, but it's quite amusing to see just 2 or 3 little minions chasing you down. Ezreal is now caught in between. Oh no, it's caught between a Corki and a Taric place. TF comes out and is going to get the gold card down on the Taric. Taric's going to heal himself and ult and try to flash over the wall, but is not going to be successful. And the Maokai comes out with a twisted advance, does get gold carded and bursted down very heavily by... Oh my gosh, Corki's doing so much damage, and the Ignite's coming down, and is able to get the gold card onto the Corki before he dies, giving the kill to the Ezreal. Ezreal is able to get quite a bit of damage down. Ezreal almost goes down so close, but he is able to get that exhaust up. Janna goes down, and now it looks like Nocturne is the one that is going to not have a fun time. And that combo right there, Vlad and Irelia, like I said, they've just been sitting in their lane farming, not helping their bottom lane at all. But shutting down the Corki is just not going to be enough, unfortunately. Tryndamere, however, is also kind of just doing his own little thing. Irelia is catching up, but Tryndamere is going to dash right through the wall. And he's going to get sandwiched in here. Taric is there. He's going to get a stun off. And possibly a shatter. And a ult. Going to reduce his MR and armor. Tryndamere is going to spinning slash away. It does have to flash as well. And they are going to finally back off. So great job by Tryndamere being able to take that tower and get away successfully. Did come at the cost of a flash and a lot of damage, but it doesn't necessarily matter. He did still have his ultimate up, which is great. Being able to just push lanes really hard, take towers, and get away. It's exactly what Tryndamere does, which makes him so scary. He's at 197 creep kills now. He has an infinity edge. He's going to be hurting very hard very soon. He does have 976 gold, and it looks like they're going to push mid really hard now at this point. The attack speed buff from Ezreal is completely underrated in my opinion. It does a lot. It does a significant amount of attack speed actually, and it does it to the whole team that it hits. He's actually maxing that out first, so it increases the attack speed by 40% and slows the enemies that it hits by 40% for 5 seconds. It's a long time to have 40% attack speed, especially on a champion like TF when it's not even that much to begin with. But the more AP you have, the more damage you do to towers, especially since he also has a Sheen. He's going to be able to spam those spells and get a lot off. Ezreal's throwing down his ult to try to get and save that bottom tower. And he's probably going to do that successfully, and then he's going to go back and pick up an item or two. Red buff just spawned again. It looks like Tryndamere is going to go ahead and pick that up. And let's go ahead and talk about the scores and the gold here. Irelia is just smashing this game up right now. It's 7-0-2 at 230 creep kills. Ezreal's at 7-2-4 with 197. So Ezreal's doing great, but Irelia's doing just a tad bit better. Number one as far as gold goes. Twisted Advance coming out onto the TF. TF does try to get away, but he's not going to be able to. And Ezreal does get the lucky Phage proc off onto Irelia. Irelia does dash, but Ezreal flashes away, and they're going to be able to slow down her attack speed. But Maokai throws down the damage reduction. She does already have a Guardian Angel, so that's going to get blown. Monsu coming out from Janna, being able to heal Maokai as much as possible. Nocturne coming in for that last bit of damage, and Tryndamere is coming in now. He's going to do his Undying Rage, and Ezreal is going to go down from that ult. Oh, no, Irelia actually took it and was able to also pick up the Janna at her own expense. Gave Janna a huge boost in gold because shut down that crazy Irelia. Irelia had 11 kills before she died. That's a lot of kills to have, so she was legendary and just gave Janna 1,000 gold. If you're going to give anybody that gold, it's good to give it to Janna because Janna's not going to use it as effectively as a TF, an Ezreal, or a Tryndamere would, or even a Nocturne at that effect. She's going to be able to get quite a few wards and a heart of gold from it, so that's always good. And now we see pings going down onto Baron from Tryndamere. Tryndamere's going to spinning slash through the wall and start soloing Baron. And blue team does see this, and they are going to go after it. Tryndamere's still soloing it like a boss. He has the red buff, and he's getting rocked. And TF's going to come in and try to tank a little bit of damage. So's the Nocturne. TF does use his ult to try to do as much as he can. And blue team is still pinging this down. Ezreal is stuck in the Baron pit all by himself now. Does have to flash through the wall. Baron is still incredibly low, and they are still doing damage to it. Ezreal already used his ult, and he tries to pick it up with his blink, but is unable to. Great job on the blue team being able to effectively take that down. And now they're just gonna, it's open season for the blue team. Blue team now has a kill advantage with the gold advantage as well as Baron. This is getting very scary for the red team, so we're going to see how this plays out. Red team is going to have to turtle up a little bit here. Janna seems like she's the only one alive. She's going to have to shield this tower as hard as and fast as she can. Shield it harder, Janna. Shield it. Looks like she's just going to let it go down because there's nothing really she can do. TF does come in, is able to clear out a majority of that creep wave. And Irelia is pushing top tower really hard now as well, so they are going to pick up possibly another tower at top. Although the whole red team is converging onto her, so it's very possible that she might... Yeah, she's just going to back off. She's super fast right now. With the Trinity Force... yeah, Trinity Force gives a little bit of movement speed, not a whole lot, but she has 432 movement speed. It's going to be counteracted by Janna's passive because TF is pretty close to her speed and Tryndamere is actually faster. But then again, he has a Phantom Dancer, an Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer on Tryndamere. Tryndamere is almost completely in beast mode. Wait for him to get a Last Whisper and this game might turn tides. As, the gold difference is still only 7k, so it's very possible that it's not going to end right away. It's only 7k. 7k deficit is, it may sound like a lot, but once you get up to 40 and 50k, it's not as much as you think. It's about, you know, a little bit above 1,000 on each champion extra, but then again, it's still distributed among all the champions and not just one person. If it was 7k gold on one person, yeah, it might be it might be a little bit closer to good game. But Irelia is just so farmed right now. She has a Frozen Heart of Wit's End. She almost has all 6 of her items. She just has to sell a Heart of Gold for whatever or turn it into a Randuin's. She does have all 3 potions right now, which is fantastic for her. I'm not sure exactly what she's going to do next, but with 3 potions and Baron buff, oh man, she's an absolute monster. Tryndamere is pushing really hard into their base and is going to get caught up here by Taric. Taric's going to try to go around, and Corki starts it prematurely, starts the Gatling Gun prematurely, and Tryndamere is going to try to get out of here. Does get stunned again by the Taric. And he's just going to keep running around. He's going to eventually Spinning Slash through this wall. He does get one-shot crit by... Oh, man, that's painful. So, Corki was able to just one-shot him at that point. Ezreal flashes... Oh, no, Corki flashes. Great twist advance coming in and forcing the Monsoon out of Janna. Janna's passive movement speed is really helping out the red team disengage right there with the help of Shirelia's. It's a great disengage. Irelia, oh my gosh, Vlad flashes over and does as much damage as he can. He's cooled now and he's going to get more damage off. He's still at more than half health. And they're just cleaning up the red team at this point. So Irelia does get stunned between the 2 towers, but she does not care right now at this point. And Ezreal's doing a little bit of damage. He might get... Yes, so they do pop. Oh, it's a great ult by Ezreal, being able to pick that up. But unfortunately, they lose the middle inhibitor for it. Tryndamere might be able to come in here since he still has his ult. He didn't use it. He's getting massively exhausted now. Yeah. Tryndamere's just getting absolutely blown up, and Ezreal is getting caught out by the twisted advance of the Maokai right now. He might go down from a dive from Vlad. Blue team does decide to back off at this point. Both teams pop Shirelia's, but red team is going to back off because they do not want to risk it. That was a lot of action that just happened, and blue team pulled ahead another couple thousand gold. Tryndamere does catch Vlad off guard, and the slow card coming out from TF. Great stun by the Vladimir, or great stun by the Taric to help save the Vladimir, but Vladimir does go down from the cards of TF. Those wild cards are so wild. He hit him with the side one. It wasn't even the middle one. It was one on the side. So great job by TF being able to aim both those cards, trying to hit TF as well as pick up the kill onto the Vlad. Red team they're trying to bring it back. They're really trying, and that's what I like to see. I don't like to see the 20-minute surrenders. 20-minute surrenders are never enjoyable to watch for me, or any surrenders for that fact. I like people that fight to the end. If you've seen any games, 30k gold deficit in a tournament setting, it did happen. So anything can happen. Yeah, it's solo queue and people are a little bit less coordinated, so it's much more difficult. Don't get me wrong, but I have still seen 10k gold deficits. And Tryndamere is finding Irelia. Irelia is absolute work right now and does get CC'd. Irelia might go down from this. Tryndamere does have to get out, and Irelia goes down. Great bait by Tryndamere. He did need the help of Janna, TF, and Nocturne to take her down. This Irelia is just an absolute monster right now. So much MR and armor. It's ridiculous. They are still able to, they might push down mid tower. They're going to try to keep as much of the creeps onto the other side of the river as possible. It looks like they're actually going to try to push down mid tower and possibly inhibitor, so that they can have an even fight as far as the next Baron goes. That would be really interesting to see. I would like to see red team get the next Baron through possibly a steal, but get it safely. Tryndamere is going down really hard right now. Doesn't have his ult anymore, so he needs to be extremely careful, and they are being pinged to back off. Irelia is the most farmed in the game right now, but the team still does a lot of damage with the Void Staff, Zhonya's, and Rabadon's on Vladimir. It's not going to be happy times. Blue team is pinging for the Baron right now, and red team is kind of just dinking around at Dragon. They know that they're going to lose Baron, I'm sure. Looks like they're making a beeline for Baron right now, but it's possible that it's going to be down by the time they even get there. TF ults right now, right when it came up, but it's too late. Blue team was already able to successfully take down Baron, and now red team has to disengage right now, or else they will get blown to smithereens. Irelia picking up the Sunfire Cape. She has 350 armor now, and only 150 magic resist, but she does have the Wits End that will stack up over time. And the creep waves will automatically push up for the blue team. Oh, Tryndamere is backdooring this tower, doing as much damage as he can. He almost successfully takes it down, but the blue team is going to take down the second top tower and possibly go for the inner tower as well as the inhibitor. Once two inhibitors are down, it's going to be incredibly dangerous. Tryndamere really has to get back, but it looks like, yes, it looks like he's finally recalling. Might be too late. They do lose the tower, and now they're going to work on the inhibitor. Great job by the blue team. Irelia is just, Twisted Man's coming down, and Janus Monsoon coming out, doing as much damage as they can to everybody, but there's just too much going on. And Vladimir popping his ult, being able to take down almost everybody, and the perfect pooling the gold card on Vladimir's part, and great stun by the Taric. That was a perfect job by Taric. Right when Vladimir came out of the Zhonya's, the TF got stunned, so he could not stun Vladimir to try to burst him down. And it looks like that will be good game. Oh my god, that was a great game, even though it seemed a tad bit on the one-sided mark. It was still a great game. And as you can see, the #1 gold was Irelia by a long shot, except for maybe Vlad. Vlad was pretty close, but Irelia was still really far up there. But yeah, it looks like red team just got behind and they couldn't bring it back. Tryndamere tried to backdoor, but unfortunately it just was not working as well as they had anticipated. So great job. Congratulations to the blue team, and GG to the red team.